It's the moment you remember. Please go through the...
Hmm?
Yo.
Huh? Come on! What are you gonna do? Phew!
Let's go.
It's true.
Very nice. Well, thrills, chill. Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. Then I'll punish everyone. Okay, let's talk about...
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
Chihiro's fatal. It appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, that's wrong.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood. And there was...
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with... As far as I'm concerned, there's no...
You looked at her head.
Yes!
If you don't mind, I will although, I believe... What? Chihiro's killer, the fiendish serial killer... The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong!
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive and I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kinda weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the...
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characters. The first is that a bloody message.
Oh, that's...
No. It's actually...
But more important is the other character.
Never made public?
Why don't you...
I got it! Apparently, in every genocide other than the killer, the only people...
However, Chihiro was most... So, how did the culprit know about this? There's only one logical... It's because the culprit in this case is no fucking...
You're saying
Yes. In fact,
What?
Genocide Jack's true...
Hey, okay, Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serious...
Is Toko Genocide Jack?
Another riddle? Man...
understand? Is it because Genocide Jack has a split
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the... They thought that the suspect might have... What did they call it?
Oh, okay. But...
Perfectly Toko's strange behavior after seeing the
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting...
That's right. Think back. She fainted...
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my...
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's... In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room...
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't it was to keep her other personality.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her.
Yeah.
I do believe you. What she's trying to say isn't no. What she wants to know is...
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, she told me she said a murderous fiend lived within her. And she was afraid it could have... And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude.
This is all a lie.
You said you would...
What?
You promised...
You have only yourself to blame. This is the real world, not some... Besides, you said that as long as you were here, no matter what, but in spite of that...
You said if I kept... That's the only...
How many times do I have to but you weren't able to do it. You just...
I tried!
But your efforts were useless. Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's...
You...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see? Yes! So you figured it out, huh? Well, what up? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet...
What the fuck is this, Toko?
Not Toko! That's a loser name! And what happened is a textbook... So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer?
So...
Like they say, sound and murderous mind, sound and...
This one is so different from the one.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a... Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of... Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another...
Miss Jack, Jill?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation.
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind. Just kidding.
Then... It's...
Of course it's not true. How? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside... I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go...
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. There's clearly a motive.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma... If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, well, let's assume that if a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly... So she had a very clear motive to never have...
Interesting. Very. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it,
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in...
Maybe so, but
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
yeah. I could never believe a word you say. Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Sorry, but
You say that, but
Perhaps if you had an...
Oh, an alibi.
When you compare your past murders to the modus
Operandi matches.
No, that's wrong! Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I think there's a slight difference between the genocide
Uh-oh, you don't... Well then, human garbage! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a... Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu. This is no creation of mine!
Let me rephrase that. There are two clear differences between the... I got it! For one, the cause of... In the genocide Jack murders, all the victims, according to the case file, they were all But Chihiro died from a blow. Ah, yes! That is... Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same... And there's more.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if then the arrangement of the body would be...
Could you please stop comparing... So, are you saying the other
I got it! Do you remember what the killer... They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous genocide Jack cases... Specifically...
And guess what? I use my own specially designed scissors for the... Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? There's a pattern there, just waiting to be... Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have popped...
I got it! Is it because...
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the genocide Jack cases...
They were all...
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and I can't believe I said it!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl! And the mopey side of me just hates it! But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable...
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both nude? I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line! That's the absolute reality!
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. It's a different matter entirely. When you're...
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly... cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my... Who would go out of their way to use a big...
Maybe you use the dumbbell, cause...
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire...
Okay, whatever. There still aren't...
Are you sure about... Da-da-da-da! That's right! so I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty... Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you, gutter dogs? Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the...
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right?
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal, and not some copycat killer.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you'd have no problem gaining access to classified. Plus, you'd already looked through the genocide.
Are you saying?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of genocide Jack because he wanted to pin the crime.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like the adorable glasses man was behind it all.
Well, Byakuya, what's your
I see. So then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious?
The way you were acting right before we You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away.
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check.
Nothing strange about...
On the contrary, there's something...
Okay then, go ahead. Share with...
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room...
That's a natural reaction for any... The victim was Chihiro, who was a... So, of course, I would suggest we check. There was no time for pointless... What's so strange about...
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... How?
If you're presented with the opportunity...
That's a natural... The victim was... So, of course, I would... There was no time... What's so strange...
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of... But he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity to check...
That's a natural... The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya, but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity...
That's a natural... The victim was... So, of course, I would say... There was no time for point... What's so strange...
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya, but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity...
That's a natural... The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity, that's unnatural!
The victim
was Chihiro.
No, that's wrong! I'll tell you what's so strange, because up until we actually discovered the body, so your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because...
I see. That's interesting. Very interesting.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more. What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you?
There is.
There is more to it. We just talked about the differences between this case and the proof you're looking for is...
Oh? Proof?
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before.
In my life.
Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
What? The difference? You want me to explain? When I want to kill, and I use those same...
But, Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right!
Then there must be some...
Hey, Byakuya.
I'd never
Seen that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong! Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, that extension... What? Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, and the same extension cord that was in... went missing after... And there's no way someone who uses that...
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension.
That's really what you think? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room. I intentionally made it look like... Is that about right? What's wrong? I asked you.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So...
I don't disagree with not just...
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be
sorry, I think...
Huh? Do we really need to?
I know, but there's something that's still...
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still... I killed her in the girls' locker. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it... What about all that...
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the... But are you sure about that? Isn't it...
How What kind of question is that? Even if she was found dead in the girls' locker room, how could the scene of the crime have...
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later. Along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest... That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey! Don't just move on without permission!
Come on, if there's any chance the murder took...
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is... Your proof? The poster in the girls, a picture of a big boobed supermodel. But don't you think that why would the girls' locker room?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker, a poster of the super popular. Again, that doesn't really seem to believe.
So you're saying that.
And there's one other thing. You know what I'm talking about.
You're referring to my protein. Well, I was in the girls' locker room early, but I noticed that after the murder.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it.
That's definitely the stain.
Then, does that mean? But why would it?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the bloodstained poster and carpet were moved along. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but...
Huh?
Why would they go to all that trouble of... Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did, then how did Chihiro get in the boys'... To get into the locker rooms, you have to swat Chihiro's handbook. Should have only... She had no way to get in...
No, she did have a way!
I highly doubt...
Shut up! I'm telling you,
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook!
Shoot!
Is it really? Could Chihiro really?
Ah! I got. She must have hacked her e. She was the ultimate programmer. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that she used the thing that was in the
Huh? What?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Is it really? Could Chihiro really?
Ah! She must have hacked. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have.
No, I don't. She used the thing.
Huh? What?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong. No, I don't think Chihiro...
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook...
Oh. Well,
I am struck silent by a...
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using...
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook, in other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook...
Yup, yup, yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make...
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook! The instant you open one up, a security...
So, if she didn't use Leon's hand...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption.
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the...
Okay then,
Hold on a sec. I agree with you, though.
What the... You finally decide to open... There's no way she could get in the boys' locker.
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What? What are you talking about?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial?
Wait!
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial...
Huh? It'll... Well, alright then! Now then, what is it you want...
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lock...
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to...
I'd like you to examine the victim's body. Be sure to examine the entire...
Examine her.
No, wait, no, wait, no, wait, no!
It's probably best if...
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just...
Very well.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to...
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro... So just leave this to me.
Sakura...
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action?
That's not it at all.
Okay. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please...
Be sure to check her entire body.
Her entire body? What?
What is it?
Not possible. This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Ah, I see. So...
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was... a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Chihiro Fujisaki was...
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, no, I'm really...
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone. Yeah. Now let's ride this wave of excitement. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is... And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access...
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male...
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boy...
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but...
Well, I must admit, I knew he felt a little... off. There was a certain incongruity to his...
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think...
There...
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned...
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death, but... I think he might not actually be the killer.
What? But aren't you the one?
He just seems to be too... easygoing about all this. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it...
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to...
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it at least And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, and then again when you found out Chihiro was actually, if you really were the killer,
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me. It's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct.
Mark it as...
He's right. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room, and...
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now.
Well, I find it very hard.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe.
If you're really telling the truth, then... why?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it was...
Well, I don't think I can safely...
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all...
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt what's because if we're wrong.
That's true. Very well.
Damn straight.
Do you not have a mind of...
Of course I do.
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time.
That's very...
Our lives are all on the...
Excellent. Then...
I got it!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but... Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Shoot!
Isn't there a single clue?
Well,
Did nobody get...
I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim.
Yeah.
It's over. It's all over.
You want to know who saw the victim? The killer! And only the... And it's not like they're just gonna turn them... Game over, man!
Yeah! No! Not game over! Isn't there a single clue?
well,
Did nobody get...
I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim.
Yeah.
It's over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer!
And only the...
No, that's wrong! I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered.
Now that you mention it, yes.
Really?
Oh, but I suppose the rest of you had no idea, did you?
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell...
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume...
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find...
it seems likely that the culprit destroyed the...
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather... Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were...
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret.
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever enough so that he was willing to risk his...
Ooh, what a mutt! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right?
But knowing what we know...
No. You already have what you...
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Serious? Who is it?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on two people?
What? You want to track down some...
Even if we had the equipment for that, we would...
As was noted, the evidence is already gone.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take...
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste.
The bag was just a normal duffel. All the bags in there are the same, so
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits. Do you think there might be some connection between...
Perhaps. Let's explore that and... First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific track?
I got it! He picked that track. It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what's your... The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a track, 'cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse if you...
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even...
First of all, we know he was on his way, so next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the specific...
I got it! He picked that. It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what's your... The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, that's wrong. Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just...
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she never said anything about... So why did you say Chihiro?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was...
And before we began the trial, did you...
The only one I told about...
Then... Mondo, how...
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't... The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only...
Cherry.
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hand.
No, that can't be it either. When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making... If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen...
It would appear you've dug your...
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with?
Ah, now I understand. Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them...
That's right. Mondo was my target all along. I had my
But why? What made you...
That's a good question. There was a certain turning point. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer... You only call guys dude. And after he was killed, you happened... Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we...
You noticed such a... Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No. I'm not nearly as frightful as someone capable...
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really...
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say! What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend...
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi.
Really? What?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly...
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away?
If you...
What do you...
It happens to be an e-handbook.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from...
For a fact.
For a fact? I was totally sure...
Then it must hold some clue about the...
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's...
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbook...
You're right. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would...
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting for all your confidence. That is a remark...
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery? How precise...
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has...
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of...
Then we can only assume that someone's figured you know what the weakness is, right, Monica? I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very...
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break...
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But then allow me to make a special announcement. When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a melt.
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, 'cause I found the handbook laying on...
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange. It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a... If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, that layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may... So when you're in a sauna, make sure to...
Interesting.
That is a mere trifling...
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew it.
But how'd they find out?
Indeed.
What if they found out by...
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna? They'd realize it was broken, of course. And it would... And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose...
I won't say it's not possible. I don't know of anyone who took their hand...
I might know someone who did.
Whoa!
See, I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the... Here's my answer! Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna, And for the contest, Mondo just so happened... But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook...
No! Wait! Hold on! I don't accept this! Show me the proof!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
Shoot!
Let's test if what he says you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all!
Shoot!
Let's test if what he says you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook.
See? Makoto was wrong after. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
No, that's wrong! Mondo, the handbook you have right now.
The fuck is that?
The broken handbook that was... Isn't that one...
What the heck are you talking?
What I mean is, I think he took Leon's handbook after all. Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook...
That's right! The punishment itself...
So then, the broken handbook in the... which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right...
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loan?
Well, there is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just may... As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse...
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong, I'm happy to admit I made a mistake.
Son of a... What's wrong, bro? You are wrong! Everything you just said...
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one... That way, everything will become clear. The killer is you! First, let's take a... Last night, Celeste, at the time, she was apparent... That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm that. With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out. She made her way to the locker room. But how could the victim... Simple, which is why he was able to use... Once inside, it seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the... It was likely in the heat of the moment. Which is why the killer then removing... And finally carrying a girl's hand, but this alone doesn't... After all, Sayaka and Junko's using one of those, a boy... And that's exactly what the carpet and the poster they brought with... They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room. In what... That could have been the end. Byakuya discovered the body and decided... So, after he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, he used the cord to string up Then, using the victims, he wanted to create the illusion that genocide... And around the same time, the killer, having already there, they planned to destroy... And just as the killer expected, the steam... Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna... And that's how it all... Isn't that right, Mond?
Wait! Where's your evidence? You need evidence! Without any proof, you can't... Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. Show me some evidence.
This should prove it. If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his in which case, we can just check once we do that.
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Bro, what do you say?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I go ahead, Monokuma. Ask for the god.
Roger that!
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting! No time for the moment we've all been waiting for! Grab your lever. Who will you elect as the black? Will you make the right choice? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What? Unbelievable.
Sorry.
What is this?
Now then. Actually... Ha!
Wait.
Hey, What?
I'm sorry. But... That's right. I want to change.
Hey,
Yeah, that's right.
Correct. Indeed. Certainly.
But...
Because... I knew it.
What is this? You're wrong!
Don't make me repeat myself.
Hey,
I just... Don't fuck with me! I just...
I'm sorry. Huh? But I want to change.
You piece of... What? What?
Huh?
What?
No! What's wrong?
Damn you!
I just wanted to...
Yeah, that's right. You son of a bitch! I killed Chihiro, even after all this time. I'm still just as... And thanks to that, I did something I could...
Yep.
It can't be.
Well now, well now, well now, well now.
Ridiculous.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made.
What is this?
Naturally.
Hey. However,
What?
Honestly.
Hmm.
There is nothing to be done.
What?
Well...
That's right.
I see.
But...
Interesting.
Correct. Indeed. Hey,
What's this?
you. What?
Damn.
Huh?
What the heck?
Damn it! Ooh, how exciting!
That's enough. In the name of my family.
You're getting all riled up.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things Once things really get moving, it'll be like fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group. You do remember you were supposed to make the... Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make... After all, that's whatever... As long as you don't want to know my measurements. Oof, my. I know I said you could. Super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
I know I shouldn't, but... I've had enough. I can't take it anymore. Getting out of here... It's... impossible. I can't let myself think about how much I want to get out of here. If I keep thinking like that...
Okay. Huh? But...
Oh!
So then...
How about that? Impossible.
Well...
It's...
Well... Is that okay? Huh?
Here we go!
There is nothing to be done.
You know? I'm right, right?
Perhaps. Well then.
You called for me and so I appear! Yes! Aha! You SOB!
What?